do know I gave you all some homework last week, and those online, we did have a homework assignment, and it was working on our budget. And so you can be honest, it's only a $25 fine, not that big of a deal. How many people had a chance to work on their budget? Not that you may have finished it completely, but you had a chance to work on it. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6 people that had a chance to work on their budget. Andrew makes about 7. All right, so those who had a chance, Mr. Stuckey, did you work on your budget?
Mr. Timothy Scott said he worked on his.
Okay. All right, $25. It's okay. We have so far. All right. So with that being said, not that you have to tell all your business unless you want to. What are some things you found out while working on your budget? Okay.
I wasn't aware I was bringing in so much income.
It's okay. Whatever extra you found out, get with me. I got a bank account. We can work something out. So you found out you had more coming in than you realized.
And also I found out I had more going out than I realized.
Have more going out than you realize. I don't want to help you with that part. I want to be a participant in the first part. So when you realize you have more going out than you realize, was it in a certain area? Like, is it groceries? Was it electric bill? Was it like subscriptions? What was it?
Credit cards.
The minimum monthly payment?
No. I do a lot of 0%. And what I actually had to do is call certain companies. Then I found out I had credit. Like some of the monies the money I did, I found out that I had money, but some of that money was a credit card company sending me my overpayment money back. So I was able to go back and adjust my bill pay so I don't have like $1,000 going to this company that shouldn't be going.
Ooh, that's good right there. So you had too much going out that wasn't even needed.
Right.
And so that money could have been put in a number of other places besides into that financial institution's hand. So what if that money would have been, let's say, like I always tell everybody, use just a basic example. What if that money would have been in like a high yield interest savings account? Then it would have been making interest, it would have been making money. But instead it went to a financial institution and went back. So when we do that for a period of time, it's something that's called opportunity cost. It costs you to do that. You lost opportunity to make money. You lost opportunity to gain income because we did not steward properly. And so not to beat up Elder Lang or anything like that, but it's just an example, and I'm glad he did mention this, that when we steward better, more blessings will come. Because if he stops that money from going there, he can use it into something else. For example, Sister Chantel Brooks, you do a lot with insurance, right? So he could have taken that money and it could have been going into like an insurance policy, right? It could be going into an insurance policy. And in that insurance policy, can it potentially make dividends? Can it grow in value? So once again, we have opportunity costs. There are so many different asset classes, whether that money could have went into stocks or you name it. It could have gone somewhere. Somebody here might have a bill and say, okay, I'll take it. Wherever, it could have went somewhere. It could have went to Mount Zion Ministries. Y'all get my drift? So as we look at this, it's good that you made that adjustment so that you can be a better steward and maximize your money even better. Anything else you want to share that you found out?
You can plug it into the Sharon Cooper's account. I'm just saying.
I think that was the biggest thing. Food was eating out was pretty costly as well. Like for a month, I had no idea we spent that kind of money, but I had like $500 eating out, fast food, eating out, things of that sort. That was to me
it's interesting that you bring that up, because before, let's say before the pandemic, before all those prices went up, like when we go eat out now, we know it costs more, right? So that 500 5 years ago might have only been about 300. And so it's good that we log this and annotate it to see what has shifted. So now that he's aware, it may not be that he doesn't eat out as much, but he may watch what he orders. Or they may say, okay, you know what, let me make an adjustment, and now I'm only gonna eat out, let's say they ate out, $500, I don't know, maybe that was 20 times they ate out for the month, or 15 times. Whatever that number is, he knows it, and they can make the adjustment. So he automatically knows, when I make this adjustment, I'm gonna have extra money in my account because I made a slight adjustment.
Well, and I think too, sometimes eating out is not, they would say it's not the best, right? But also buying groceries and eating out, I think, is the biggest thing. So if you're gonna eat out and buy groceries, you know, you gotta pick one. So it's like sometimes you go spend $300 on groceries and then you're still gonna eat out. If it's only two of you and you decide, hey, you wanna eat out, that $500 would almost make sense, because you're gonna spend almost $500 or more in groceries depending upon what you're gonna spend, depending on what you're gonna do. But buying groceries and eating out, I think, is what gets a lot of people in their budget, because you're budgeting for, you know, you'll say like, this is my budget for groceries, and then, you know, the budget will say like only $150 for eating out, but then our eating out tends to be a whole lot higher than what we a lot of times allot for. So I always say sometimes you gotta see what it is. Maybe if you know, this is where the planning aspect comes in, because it may be, you know, if I know there are 3 nights a week I do have to eat out, then I'll plan my meals better, which means I don't spend as much in the grocery store, because I already know that Wednesday nights is Bible study, we're gonna eat out. We already know Sundays at the church, we're gonna eat out. So to budget for those days in buying groceries, I don't have to budget for that, because in planning wise, I already know that at least 3 days out of the week I'm gonna eat out. So that way your budget will balance.
Okay, and that's a definitely very good point, because if you buy groceries for the month or for the next 2 weeks, but you eat out most of that time, then yes, it will throw your budget off. So it's like in or out, kind of like old school people used to tell us, either you stay in or out. You know, you need to know whether or not you're eating in or whether you're eating out. And adjust your budget.